Why do you think people lie?
Themselves feel better. Like if you're in a bad situation or you do something bad, I think people just like they know they did something wrong and they want to get out of it, so they lie.
And do you think they ultimately feel better about it by lying, or
No, I think it makes things worse. But for
So
that
why?
like instant moment, it makes things like the slightest bit better.
So why would we do that?
I think it's human nature.
Biggest reason would probably be just to protect oneself or another person.
I guess the easy answer would just be people lie because there's a certain reputation we have for ourselves, and I think we always want to uphold it, and so we might have to bend the truth sometimes to keep that. So I think that's a lot of the reason why people lie. I think another reason is because sometimes it's hard for us to face the truth, and it's hard for us to make people uncomfortable and to make ourselves feel uncomfortable. So rather than tell people the truth, we lie because it makes it easier.
Lie to protect themselves. Some people may argue that they're lying to protect someone's feelings, but the only reason they care about that person's feelings, arguably, is because the way that they feel is going to make them feel a certain way. Like, oh, I need to lie so that she's not sad, but really, like, I need to lie so that she's not sad at me, and then I'm going to feel guilty or I'm going to feel bad.
You know, that's a good question. I think people lie for a number of reasons. I think it probably, you know, at the heart of it, it probably has something to do with, you know, someone's image, you know, how they want others to interpret themselves. So they might like lie to like, you know, cover up some like insecurity or like some form of like whatever. So I guess people just lie to protect themselves.
Character, but out of their character, sometimes they might get misjudged or feel scared in any type of situation. So I think the in the moment action would be to just lie if it's situational or not. But
I think that lying is instinctual just because you have to think back to like other species as well. Like there's certain animals that lie by like physically playing dead, turning colors, blending into nature. Camouflage is a form of lying or deceit.
Yeah. I guess when it's like those small little white lies, I guess I don't really think about them, to be completely honest. Kind of just come out, and that's probably not a great thing. I should probably be more like aware. You know, I should probably be like mindful of what I'm saying, even if it is like not hurting anyone, even if it's trying to like make people feel better about themselves. I should probably just be aware of like how I'm saying and how I articulate myself, especially when it comes down to lying.
And I guess my last question would be, do you think we then should just be all brutally and objectively honest, or what is the way we go about interacting with strangers, loved ones, friends, parents?
Yeah.
What is the way?
I think honesty is always the best policy, 100%. I think what we need to focus on as society is how to say it without coming off too harsh. Because I think nobody likes when it's like you say the truth hard, it's like, oh, that kind of hurt, right? But at the same time, it's like if I lie to you and then someone tells you the truth, well, then it's kind of like, well, you got two different stories, right? But I could have told you something, you could have changed it, and it would have set you a whole different way. So I think always be honest, but I think more importantly, focus on how to be honest and focusing on that, building that person up rather than being honest in a way that makes them feel bad about themselves. Because, of course, that's not what you want either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like deceit is part of human nature, and I think that we've implemented it since the beginning of times. Like, even if you chase back to some of the worst acts of history, we've started from a lie. So I feel like it is instinctual for humans to be liars, and I think that not lying and being someone that's completely transparent is more rare
I
than
think lying is actually productive, though. At the end of the day, even like small lies, big lies, like, do you think they actually play a purpose or a role?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really just depends on the situation and the person. You know, I guess like a little white lie never hurts. But yeah.
Really? Do you think so? You think that white lying is totally, we got the wind flying here. You think white lying is, but why even like a little white lie? Why not just be honest? Why not just be straight up? Why don't we just tell the truth to each other?
I mean, that's a really good way to look at it. You know, I guess people should tell the truth more. I mean, I think the issue with little white lies is they kind of turn into like a gateway into, you know, bigger lies and, you know, bigger issues, and then you dug yourself into a hole, and it's kind of harder to get yourself out of it. So, I mean, do I think people should lie? I guess it's not really up to me. But do I think they're productive? I mean, not necessarily.
this country. You're going to lying is the key to money. Like, who my credit card with? Who should I do my debit card with? Oh, this person offers interest on this, and they offer 0.7% on this, and then this company is saying that in 2 months they'll give me $100 back.
And do you think that people lie most of the times for themselves or for others, or do you think there's a combination, or what do you think the real truth is there?
Okay, so I think that there are people who would lie for themselves, right, to manipulate people, get what they want. But I do think there are people who might lie to protect the feelings of others, because sometimes you have hard news that you don't want to tell someone. So rather than tell them like flat out, you might maybe do a little white lie.
Mhm.
I do think that there are better things to do than lie, though. I think if you really do care about someone, you would tell them the truth regardless, and they would know that it's coming out of the kindness of your heart and not like hatred or like to make fun of them. So I think that's something that we should focus on more rather than lying. It should be more of I'm telling you this because I want to see you succeed and be better, not because I want to tear you down.
Thought about it recently as well. Maybe like people leverage information that they have, maybe specific information in certain fields, to then take advantage of others and make money right that information and then take advantage of others, not just because others are dumb or don't understand, right? So maybe because they don't have that specific knowledge within that field, and then we're always on guard. Yeah, does that feel like? Because I kind of resonate with what you're saying there in a sense. Like it feels like on a macro level, it's almost like, are you being lied to at all times? Is something happening?
It's a job, honestly. It's a job. Just like how you kind of mentioned, like if you're dropping off your car at a car shop, like their benefit, like they want to cause like not a problem, but they want something to be wrong with your car to get the business and for you to be referencing this business to this person or whatever. So I think it's all just a job, and I think that's just how a lot of these companies, whether you're billionaires or whether you're just a local shop, like how business is in this world. And I feel like right now in the economy that we're in right now, I just feel like it's all about business. It's never pure.
It's hard.
Sometimes it could be pure.
I agree.
Sometimes. I just think a lot of it isn't genuine because of the system that we have surrounded by us right now. And yeah, like it's been going on for years and years and years.
Protect people or to maintain relationships. But do you think in the long run that these lies, don't they just deteriorate these relationships eventually? It's almost like the short-term gain we're trying to preserve in the long term is actually like, isn't it like ironic in a sense? Or what do you think about that?
Exactly. No, yeah, I think a lot of us live in the moment, right? It's like, okay, well, let me say this now, and then you look back and you realize where all those little moments came to be a long stretch of time, and they totally could eat at you, right? Maybe now you have this act that you have to follow because of a lie. Now you're building up this trail of lies, and now you're kind of not following who you were, right? Now you kind of have a new identity, and it just kind of adds on, right? Obviously, it depends how severe your little lies are, but at the end of the day, a lie is a stretch of the truth, and depending on how much you lie, you kind of bend away from that truth.